How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you some very interesting and also some very scary news out of California. As of right now, today, Governor Jerry Brown has signed into law Senate Bill 239, which reduces the penalty for transmitting HIV knowingly to somebody from a felony to a misdemeanor, right? Very scary. So basically that means somebody can be out here, they can have a vindictive chip on their shoulder, an axe to grind against society, and go to gay clubs and bars. I'll talk about the whole gay thing a little bit later. You'll understand. But they can go to gay clubs and bars, pick up guys, and then have sex with them, knowing they have HIV, intentionally spreading it, and it's no longer a crime. It's no longer, well, it's a crime, but it's no longer something you would go to jail for an extended period of time. Maybe you pay a fine. Maybe you do something that's less than a felony. If I'm not mistaken, if you get convicted of a felony, you have to spend at least 1 year in jail. I could be wrong about that. If I am, let me know in the comments below. But as of right now, that is no longer the case. This also applies to those who want to give blood to a blood bank. You don't have to disclose your HIV status. So realistically, you could be giving blood to using a blood transfusion and it's HIV positive. As far as I know, if you are like a gay male, you can't give blood in certain states because you have a high risk of having HIV. So I would presume that they're not really doing blood tests before they give the blood to somebody who needs a blood transfusion. And if I'm wrong about that, let me know in the box. But shouldn't you have to tell somebody that you have HIV before you give blood? Because your blood is going to be tainted with HIV. Now, this bill, Senate Bill 239, was introduced by two men, one of whom is a senator in San Mateo County, which is right there in the San Francisco Bay Area. His name is Scott Wiener or Scott Wiener. And I'll place a picture of him on the screen before you. You could pretty much see what he's into, what his lifestyle is like, et cetera, so on and so forth. The other man is a guy named Todd Gloria, who is an assemblyman from San Diego, who is also openly gay. Now, the reason why I talk about the whole gay thing is because HIV, even still to this day in 2017, is a disease that mostly impacts gay men. If I'm not mistaken, I think 80% of all the new HIV cases in California, maybe even the nation, were contracted by men, right? By gay men having sex with each other. That's what's going on. Now, I'm not really sure of the reason. Maybe because you got a lot of people that are out there prostituting and they're not using condoms, and I'm not really sure why it affects them more than anybody else, but that's just what it is. The reasoning behind them making this law is because, in my opinion, I'll get to what they said, but in my opinion, I think they just want to kind of reduce the stigma against gay men, right? Because like I said, everybody knows what the statistics are, and the black community is even worse. 50% of all gay black men will catch HIV in their life, according to the CDC. And I'll place a source for that in the description box below. But it's very dire in the gay community, especially in the black gay community. So maybe they're doing this to try and take a lot of the heat off of themselves and make themselves appear to be more virtuous. I'm not really sure. According to Scott Wiener or Wiener, he says he wants to make this be about transforming the HIV narrative away from a criminal one into more of a public health issue. And he also says that there are medicines out there that will allow you to live for a long period of time. You can live with HIV. It's not really something that's like a death sentence. But see, that right there, that whole attitude is part of the reason why HIV is so prevalent in the gay community. That like it's not really a big deal. You know, I've seen commercials on TV for this thing called PrEP. It's a pill you could take. So if you are a gay male that's active, you could take that pill and it would possibly prevent catching HIV. But my thing is, why don't you just protect yourself or just not engage in sex with people you really don't know, or go out there and get tested before you do not use protection, right? It's a lot of promiscuity amongst homosexuals. Therefore, you have a big explosion of HIV in their community. Now, I'm not speaking from a place of bigotry. My uncle actually died of HIV in 1990. So I'm kind of close to that. I know people that have actually died from that. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not somebody that's speaking out of hatred or being a bigot. I'm just saying this is really something that should not happen. You should not have this law be on the books, because what it does is it encourages people to go out there and not get protected, not get tested, and just live a very dangerous lifestyle, more than what's being lived right now. And it puts the regular person, the common normie, in danger. Imagine this. What about the women who have men that go to jail They don't know that they're gay, especially in the black community. They don't know that they're gay. They don't know what they're doing behind the wall. And then they come home. They know they have HIV. Maybe they found out in the penitentiary. Maybe they had sex with somebody who they knew was HIV positive. Then they come home and transmit it to their wives. That goes on a lot more than anybody wants to talk about. But you have the law in California that says, oh, no, it's not really a big deal, right? Just because these two gay men want to protect their community and make themselves appear to be more virtuous and appear to be less promiscuous does not mean you should put regular innocent people in danger. It does not mean you should allow this virus, which still is deadly, by the way. The guy Scott was talking about, oh, well, you can live for a long time with medication. Well, not everybody's going to be able to get the medication. Not everybody wants to have that kind of, lifestyle. Some people still die from HIV. It is not something that is being cured. It's just not. It's not like catching a common cold or something like that, the way they want to make it be, which, again, that's the whole mentality behind the HIV exploding in the gay community. And it's going to spread beyond them, beyond the 80% of men that catch it. It's going to spread beyond them because you're going to have people that are much more relaxed with how they do things. They may engage in sex with people that are not gay. You may have some men that sleep with women just to spread the disease, right? Because now it's no longer a felony. You can pretty much get away with it. There's got to be something there, like, especially if you get caught over and over. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna just go ahead and end it right here. But I say this is really a shameful thing. California never ceases to amaze me. But this right here, this might be a new low. I mean, I thought I've seen a lot of different things. You're talking about, the transgender books in California that will be allowed in kindergarten. You could teach basically toddlers about different types of genders. There was a transgender review in class, and now you say, well, HIV is no longer a thing. It's no longer really a big disease. You could transmit it to somebody knowingly. You could know you have it, give it to somebody, and it's not really a big deal. It's like giving them a common cold. It's really a shame. And the way they were phrasing it in the article I put in the description box below, they were trying to say, oh, it's the only communicable disease that has a felony on it. I mean, what other kind of disease can you catch from somebody that will kill you, right? What other disease can you catch from somebody that's going to kill you? I mean, I really don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments below. I'm kind of just freestyling right now. But it's still a very dangerous disease. And this law sets a very dangerous precedent. You can go out here and intentionally harm somebody and not really get penalized for it, or you can get a slap on the wrist at best. So that's pretty much all I got to say about it. What do you say? Do you think this law that has been signed, it has been signed by Governor Jerry Brown, is not just a bill anymore? It was Senate Bill 239, but the governor, Jerry Brown, has signed it into law. Do you think it's a good thing for this to happen because HIV should be put more into the light of public health? Or is it a bad thing because this is very dangerous because you're going to have people out here that are no longer bound by laws that they may be afraid of, and they go out here and serially infect people out of spite because they got a vindictive chip on their shoulder. You're going to see cases of HIV exponentially rise after this point, and it's really a shame. So all the good people in California, this one bill, you may be able to avoid it if you're just a regular normal. You're not out here in the seedy underbelly of society. But hey, I mean, this kind of law is not going to stop here. There's going to be more and more. Like I said, with the transgender books, it's going to be a constant flurry of things. So if you're a good person in California, watch your back, protect yourself, maybe even lead the state if you're able to do so. So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.